Today, we're going to learn how to make blown Easter egg ornaments. Okay, so now that our eggs are dry, or my eggs are, hopefully yours are as well, we need this bowl, or a large bowl. You will need a safety pin, or you could use a nail, a tack, a seam ripper, anything with a small pointy end. And you will need your paper clips at this point. Some paper towels will also be helpful. So I'm going to start. You need to take your egg and find the end that is the pointy side. So, each end has kind of a more rounded bottom and a pointier top. So you want to find the pointy top, and you're going to take your safety pin and holding your egg firmly so you don't drop it, but not so tight that you crush it, you're going to poke a hole in the top of the egg, which sounds kind of ridiculous, but you can do it. You just put some pressure. There, my safety pin is poked through my egg. So my safety pin makes a pretty small hole. I want to make it a little bigger. You don't want it to be an excessively large hole, but we are going to use our holes in the egg to blow air into one side and blow the inside of the egg, so the yolk and the egg white and all that kind of stuff, out the other side. So enough of a hole that air can pass through. So here I have a hole in the top of my egg. Then you're going to flip it over, and on the bottom, you're going to make a second hole. So I'm poking my safety pin through. This hole you want it to be a little bit bigger, just because this is the side where the egg yolk and egg whites is all going to come out. Not excessively large. We don't want like a huge gaping hole in your egg, but just big enough that everything can pass through there. Next, you are going to need a paper clip. So I have a paper clip here. Take one side and bend it so that your paper clip is straight like this. Okay, so use the paper clip and kind of stab it into the egg. And what you're going to try to do, you can kind of see there's some egg yolk on my paper clip here. You're essentially trying to scramble the egg inside there. I'm going to stick it through both sides. That way, the yolk comes out more easily. If you don't scramble it, the yolk is still all in one piece. It's harder to blow it through the egg. So my egg is dripping out a little bit here. You can already kind of see it. I'm going to wipe off the top because this is the side that I'm going to blow into. Now I'm going to try this using, I have some plastic straws, like what you would use in coffee to stir with or things in your coffee. And I'm going to try to use this to blow air into my egg. So, I don't know if you can see, but in my bowl is the inside of this egg, and this egg is now hollow. So, do that with all of your eggs, and then we'll move on to the next step. So, I've washed my hands, gotten all cleaned up, and now it's time to rinse out the eggs. So, I'm going to take each egg, because it's now got a little bit of residue, yolk, and things like that. We want to make sure that we wash it out, including getting the insides. So, once your egg is properly rinsed, shake it just to get out any excess water. And I'm going to put it right here in this baking tin. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse out all of my eggs and put them right here in this cake pan. I preheated my oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm going to take my tray of eggs and I'm going to put them in the oven. Now, you only want to leave them in there for about 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set my timer for 10 minutes, and we'll come back. Now, baking the eggs actually does a couple of things. One, it helps to get them completely dry. We don't want any moisture left in our eggs. And it will also firm up the shells a little bit. So we all know eggs are fragile. This will help make them less fragile. I now have my pan of eggs fresh out of the oven. The oven did leave some scalded marks on my eggs. So if you're bothered by that, you could always add stickers to your eggs. You could color them later. If you don't like that there's some drip marks or things, you could try to dye them after you blow them out. The only problem with that is that when the eggs are hollow, they won't sink into the cup of dye. So you'll have to either put like a colander or something over them to hold them down, or find some other ways to do that. But I think it adds a little bit of character to my eggs when they're not perfectly colored. So our next step is to turn this blown egg into an ornament. So you have a couple of options. The first thing that you could do would be to use a pipe cleaner. I have one right here. So you're gonna put the pipe cleaner through one side of the egg, and it takes a little bit of doing, but you get it through the other side. As I pull the pipe cleaner out, I'm just gonna make a little loop here at the bottom so that it can't pull all the way through my egg. And I've got a nice little ornament this way. Or if you don't have pipe cleaners, or you don't like the way the pipe cleaner looks, you can also try it using ribbon. So I'm gonna cut a piece of ribbon here. And I'm actually going to try this using my paper clip. You need something to guide the ribbon through the egg. So I'm gonna get another paper clip, and I'm gonna unwind it so that my paper clip is as straight as I can make it. And then I'm going to take just a tiny piece of tape. It doesn't have to be real big, you need it to be small actually, because you need it to come out the other side of the egg. And I'm just going to tape the ribbon to the end of my paper clip. So my paper clip's going to guide my ribbon through my egg. So pull my ribbon through here. I'm going to take the paper clip off of my ribbon. Now you just need to tie a big enough knot on the underside of your ribbon that it won't pull through your egg. And now I have an ornament. So you can do this with all of your eggs. You can make little ornaments and hang them up around your house to decorate for Easter.